Everybody on the left side is a viable support that you may want to pick. Everything on the right is a character that cannot even play support. So nothing on the right line right now is going to be getting, right side is going to be getting ranked. We're going to be ranking the stuff on the left side because those are possible characters that are viable in support. So starting off our list really easy. Athena, S+. Athena, by far one of the top supports right now. Has been pretty much all season. She has the initiation. She thrives with Blink. She does absolutely wonderful with Blink, being able to get that active. Has the full map control. Decent lane pressure. One of the best initiations of any support, considering how low cooldown it is. Really thrives with Mail of Renewal with the cooldown. Overall, one of the best supports. Same level as Athena, we've got Geb. Geb is kind of the same thing with Athena, right? Thrives off of the new Mail of Renewal cooldown. Does extremely well. Not necessarily laning phase. He has a weaker laning phase compared to other supports. But Geb makes up for his weak early game with arguably the best late game of any support in the entire game. Really defining the levels of support right now is Geb and Athena. Next up on our list, we got Khepri. Khepri is a strong support, but he's not quite thriving at the same level Athena and Geb are. You're going to see him picked a lot, even over Athena and Geb, and that's because of how strong his early game is. Khepri having a way stronger early game than either Athena or Geb. Arguably the strongest early game outside of perhaps Ymir, but even then he can still beat Ymir honestly in lane and be really close. So huge, huge on Khepri. Look at the spacing though. Interesting. Whatever. Moving forward, our new god really shouldn't be played in the support role because of how strong he is in other lanes, but Xing 10, it is disgusting as a support. His damage output while building full tank is disgusting. You just do all the damage, not necessarily early, but once you get to mid game, you do all the damage with your one. You have all the crowd control with your ultimate 2 combo. The 3 is a decent initiation, and it's a really good getaway. Overall, that character is just so strong in essentially every role, particularly jungle though, is where he's really, really thriving. Make sure we don't miss out on anybody. Moving down into our pretty strong junglers, we have Ymir. Ymir is a character right now really favored in Europe. Still not so much North America. You're not really seeing him get played a lot. In North America, just never really favored him, but he still has everything that he's had so far as a support. But you're not picking him over these main supports right now. You're picking Ymir because of lane clear and because he has good initiation with the Blink Freeze combo. But that's about why you're picking him. You're not doing anything super crazy with him. Stop moving my Thor. Sun Wukong, A+ right now as far as support goes. The only reason Sun Wukong is so high is because of Bluestone. Should you be playing him in support role? Probably better off somewhere else with how strong he is. But the point being, Sun Wukong, period, is so strong with Bluestone that you default win the lane. You can almost always fight no matter who you're against. You can grab an ADC with no clear, and you can still full clear at level 2, essentially, with your Bluestone Pendant, with your 1-2 combo. Sun Wukong is disgustingly good right now. On that same level, we have Sylvanas. Sylvanas kind of going along with the theme here so far. Really is lane clear. Really performing strongly with the clear. Sylvanas still thrives off of the purple buff. Sylvanas has the heals. Heals are really strong right now since Weakening Curse got nerfed. I like Sylvanas over some of these different situations. I like Wukong as more of a ranked character. Comparatively to Sylvanas, I would like not so much ranked, but more in competitive play. It's just one of those things where they're a little bit different in that aspect. to give Kumakarna the A+. What is happening to this poor tier list? Giving Kumakarna the old A+. Ever since his buffs, he's been doing really strong. The biggest thing for Kuma is the 2-second root on the Kuma the 2-second root on his 2, which is his big build up, wind up, blah, groggy strike. Only a half a second increase on that, plus a little damage on the ultimate. He brings the crowd control to the table. He does more damage now. He's even more of a threat in the early game with the ultimate 1 combo. He brings a lot of crowd control. He's overall a pretty good character, especially if you have a lot of big money ultimates for him. Followed up with the Kraken, Kakokanal, Raul, Opwash combo, Scylla, doesn't matter. Big ultimates work well. Alright, looking down into our A tier gods. Boom, Ares. Boom, Fenrir. What is happening? I think it's messing. I think all these are in the list, and so it's really just like freaking out on it. But that's alright. We're just doing this for this one little thing. Ares, Fenrir. Who's another aggressive guy? Guan Yu. Stop it. Sobek. These are all, you're looking at A tier type gods over here. Ares, Fenrir, Guan Yu, Sobek. What do these guys all have in common? They all want to be aggressive. These A tier gods are ones where if you get an early kill, you're looking at having a good time. This is like, typically right here, these are the gods that you want to focus on. These are your main supports that you want to pick over anything else. Sobek looking for the plucks and lanes for the kills. Ares looking for the level 3 power spike. Going for those chains to get the damage off. Fenrir looking for the level 3 brutalize. Guan Yu looking for the bluestone level 3 talon assault for the damage. All doing the exact same things, just in a slightly different manner with their reach and, expand and health and all that stuff. But all essentially the same character. Moving on into our supports that are getting a bit strange, but you can play. We got Hercules. Hercules is pretty strong, along with Neja. Neja kind of looking for the kills with A, but actually not so bad of lane clear. Him and Hercules have some sneaky lane clear. Ring toss on Neja for the lane clear, of course, and Hercules with the pull, the pluck, stun combo. Combining Hercules with Bluestone, plus an offensive character, Neith, Medusa, something like that has early aggression, you can really get people pulled out of the lane and into a bad spot. Same concept as Sobek, except for Sobek transfers better into the late game as a support. Getting into our characters that you really shouldn't be playing as support. Bellona, same kind of thing. Bellona, really good against things like Freya, where you can disarm her pulse. She can't do any damage. It works really well. Tyr. Osiris. Thor. Bacchus. These 3 characters right here, very aggressive supports, looking for the damage. Lane clear, not so strong. Thor's okay. All of these characters a little bit viable just because of Bluestone. Bluestone makes essentially every possible physical character viable for support just because of how strong it is. Bacchus here, because his early game is so bad, but if you make Bacchus to late game, he might as well be up here. But it's not. You have to go through the early game and the mid game first, and chances are your team's going to fall behind and it doesn't help you out. Getting into our last little tiers here of support. Oh, Odin, I forgot about you. Odin's up here. B+. Odin's a B+ support. Great lane clear early. Good ultimate. Control. Low cooldown. Works well with melee renewal. And there's nobody really over here that's that bad at support. These are all C tier type supports. You're not really going to be seeing any of these characters in the support role, but these are like the bottom of the barrel. Are viable in a support situation if you really, really need to mix it up and you can't play any of the characters that are A tier above, and you've already tried the B+ and B tiers and you're like, yeah, they're very okay, and you're like, I want to go for a real challenge. These are the supports you're looking at. Aurora, known for playing Kabrakan, and Wilkes in the support role, making it work. I like Vamana in the support role to have fun. I make it work for me. I also love Zhong Kui in the support role. I like to make that work. But these are characters that either aren't that strong, period, or work a lot better in other roles, and that's why you shouldn't be playing them typically as a support. But this is our overall support tier list. Like I said, if you don't see them on this list, that means they're over here, and they're not even pretend viable as a support. And that's our support list.